By what name are you known?
There are some who call me Tim.
Hey, this is Jay Corbett, host and creator of the Midlife Podcast Show. If you're struggling with mental health issues like I do, and you need a little inspiration, then check out this episode. You're listening to 20 Tim Minutes.
What's going on, everybody? Episode 55 of 20 Tim Minutes. I am your host, Tim McCarthy. This is a podcast that focuses on mental health through humor, insight, and personal stories. That introduction was done by Jay Corbett with the Midlife Podcast Show. Jay's goal is to serve you and bring content that will not only inspire you, but ultimately change the course of your life in a positive and effective direction. He's doing the good work. We got to attack this at all angles with mental health, so definitely go check out Jay's podcast, the Midlife Podcast Show. There's a dash between mid and life, so make sure you spell it correctly so you can find it. What's happening, everybody? Hopefully everyone's doing great. I am doing pretty well. I had a good week off from work, and I'm back at work tomorrow. So obviously I'm recording this last minute because I was trying to squeeze everything out of it. And here I am. Hopefully you're enjoying this. And again, thank you for tuning in with me. Quick update. Got new shirts and hoodies practically already ready to go. Okay. I also got winter hats coming. I wish I could show you them, but they're not here yet. So the sweatshirts and t-shirts are coming out. You can get one that says Functioning Psychopath on it, either sweatshirt or t-shirt. And then my other one is just a simple little logo on it. Keeping it simple, keeping it sexy with a 20 Tim Minutes logo on it. You can get that via a sweatshirt or a t-shirt as well. These things are very crispy. I absolutely love them. And thank you to Jav, my man, for cooking those up. You're going to be able to order them right on the website, direct to order, so you don't have to deal with my dumb ass of shipping them out and begging you to buy them like the old green shirts that I have. So if you want to buy some green shirts, I'll be forever grateful. But yeah, thank you to the Phoenix Print Company for helping me out. So be sure to check that out, and I will send you a link and a post when I get those up. And I'll also have some winter hats coming in that I'll be selling myself. So I'm going to make it super complicated to get my merch. So you're welcome, everybody. So yeah, got some time off from work, much needed. A lot of staycations going on. Obviously, I would love to go somewhere, but saving money is a priority. And not spending money, which I would love to go on a vacation somewhere, even if it was like out of my city or town. But it was good to have a good little staycation. Got some things done around the house. Got to go out as much as I could. Went and saw the legendary Riff Raff, a.k.a. Jody Hyrola, last night. Kind of sad. There was only about like 27 people there in the crowd. There's a lot of like bad rap out there, and I feel bad because it's really bad. I can't get really into the new rap, but Riff Raff was great to see. I got to check him off on the bucket list, and it was a really good show. It was one of those like hipster places that had stickers everywhere, so I got to stick all my 20 Tim Minute stickers that you can order. I have the Charles and Fanny ones everywhere. I got my normal ones, the circle square ones. If you want them, please hit me up. But yeah, good times. It was good going out. Some cities make you wear the mask, and then you go inside, you can take the mask off. I don't know what's going on with the rules anymore. Every city in town has their own rules. I found out there's a city right next to me that you can't pump your own gas. I didn't even know that. I thought you'd pump your own gas everywhere. I forget why. Do people if you're listening to this, where you get gas, do you pump it yourself or does someone pump it for you? And if the person pumps it for you, do you tip them or not? I've tipped one person that because it was raining really bad, but I can pump my own gas. I always love seeing people that don't know how to do that. Like I always see like memes and videos about it, but I actually saw one live where the guy pulled up and his gas tank was on the other side, which is like, hey man, you should probably know that. And he was trying to like get it over the back, over the trunk to like fill it up. And I just sat there and watched for a couple minutes, recorded it.
I smoked it.
And had a good laugh. And I was like, you know what? He's having a worse day than I am. Oh, maybe he's having a better day than I am. I can't assume that. I cannot assume that. Podcast is still going great. I got to get better on my social media game, but I appreciate you guys still knowing where to find me on Tuesdays. Again, my interviews will be coming out after the first of the month on Thursdays. Again, had to take a little bit of a break. So obviously, my last episode, I talked about losing my therapist, and it was very sad. And it was tough because like at the end, I was like, hey, I just want to tell you I love you. And it was sad to see her go. But she told me that my new therapist would contact me to set something up. And I just realized as of like yesterday, because I had the whole week off, that I did not hear from my therapist, my new one yet. So not off to a good start. I'm going to call them this week to figure out what's going on. And I'm going to give her a lot on my mind about it. And I'm going to give it to her and see if she can take it. If she can't take it, see you later. Just make sure you keep giving me my meds, because that's what's keeping me sane, kind of. Functioning psychopath t-shirt coming out. Buy one. Man, it's fucking crazy out there. Like, that school, like the whole thing with like the school shooting is fucking just insane to me. It's like, I don't know how that's still a thing going on, and the families and other kids that have to deal with is just, I can't even fathom it. I cannot fathom it. I don't know, like I'm no fucking politician or have the right ideas, but I feel like they should probably cook up something to figure that whole dilemma out, because that is a recurring problem that we have. And I was thinking about that with school. Like, obviously I wasn't good in school, and they need to focus more on mental health in school and like talk to kids like actual adults, because they deal with real life shit. And I'm always against like teaching them that stuff they're not going to use, because like I never use that stuff. Like calculus, don't even know what it is. Accounting, I'll just hire someone to do that for me. Go to college if you want to be an accountant. Don't try to teach me that in high school. Photosynthesis, don't know what that is still. I know it has to do with plants. It's not an actual camera thing. I don't know what it is. Couldn't explain it. If you gave me a test, like probably like a 9th grade, like standardized test, I would probably fail it. But I know how to talk to people. And I feel like with high schools, they should more focus on that. Like, they should teach people how to fucking change a tire, write a check, save money, not like learn about stupid stuff. Like again, I don't know anything from what I learned. Like English, that's a priority. History, kind of iffy on it because I don't like dates. But like biology, meh. Maybe get me some home ec. Let me know how to cook a tiramisu. I'm with that. But it's all about the kids. Wu-Tang said it. ODB. Wu-Tang is for the children, and we gotta look out for the children out there. But yeah, enough about that. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about anyway. People need to stop dying. So I was going to go over this. I saw this. This was an interesting thing I saw. It was eating disorders. I know we talked about this a little bit, but men account for 25% of people with anorexia, which I thought was interesting, because you don't think about men and anorexia or eating disorders. And they're at a higher risk of dying from the disease than women, according to the NEDA, which stands for the National Eating Disorder Association. Which, like, I feel like a lot of men wouldn't come out and be like, hey, I have an eating disorder, because they might not even know they have one. And real quick, I'll go over the eating disorders that, if you don't know, the big 6. And a couple of these I didn't know, and I was very intriguing. There's anorexia, people that view themselves as overweight, even if they're dangerously underweight. Bulimia, they binge eat until they purge, whether it's like through throwing up or like laxatives and that type of stuff. And then there's binge eating, which is pretty much the same, but not just piling it on, gaining weight. Then there's pica, P-I-C-A. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but you can spell it right. It's people that crave non-food items like ice, dirt, soil, hair, laundry detergent. That's a tough one. I've seen that on like My Strange Addictions, where like someone was eating a mattress. Hey, I don't know. If it's not going to harm you, eat that mattress. But if it's not healthy, maybe you want to get that checked out. That one's unfortunate. Then there's another one that I can't probably pronounce correctly. It's rumination, rumination. It's when you regurgitate your food, then chew it again, and then re-swallow it. Or they spit it out. And then there's avoidant and restrictive food intake, which is pretty much like being a fussy eater as a baby, but it still continues. Like you don't like certain things due to you have lack of interest or distaste for like smells, taste, colors, textures, or temperatures. So yeah, those are the main 6, and a lot of those I didn't know. And I always hate saying like interesting, because it's like it is interesting. But I don't know. I'm looking for a better word. I'm all over the fucking map today. I have been taking my meds on time, which I think is like helping me be a little bit better. But I think too, it's like someone wrote, they said a man on cutting season may be appalled by the fitness gurus, even if his food intake is unhealthy, which I'm a big UFC guy, and those guys have to cut weight, which is like disgusting to me. Like a guy will be walking around like 165 and he cuts down to weight at 135 and he's like struggling to even drink water and he has to like sit in like a hot tub with like a trash bag over them to lose weight. I'm like, that's not healthy. Why don't you just fight at your own weight? So then after that, like 2 days before their fight, they just eat a bunch of food. I don't get it. That's the one thing. So I can understand that where they said it right. They said it's a conundrum because guys want to be bigger and smaller at the same time, which I get because you want to like be in shape, but you don't want to be too bulky and gross. I think it all comes down to just eating healthy, which I don't do. My pills and medication I take do not make me hungry. So I usually have to force things down, but then I'll forget that I haven't eaten all day. And I'm like, why am I tired? Because obviously you need to drink a lot of water, which I still haven't been doing. And I need to be eating better, which I haven't been doing. But it's like the winter, so I'm like, I don't give a fuck. But I do. But I gotta be better. I gotta be better. But it was very interesting reading this, and I can see why it came with that because of like the stigma of like looking good. I never wanted to be bulky. I want to be able to like scratch my back. Like some guys I see at the gym, they're just like too bulky, and I'm like, if I put like a piece of tape on the middle of your back, like that might be your biggest like struggle. Like, yeah, you can deadlift like 400 pounds, but can you get that piece of scotch tape off the middle of your spine? I don't think so. Hopefully you're a good person. I was thinking about this. This was brought up to me too, and I looked into it a little bit, is mental health with people that speak different languages, especially in America. So you come to America, whether you speak Portuguese, Spanish, Cantonese, Mandarin, whatever it may be. Seeking out mental health help, speaking a different language, is terrifying and very sad. So say you come over to America, or like put yourself in that situation. You go to like Japan or something and no one speaks Japanese, or no, you don't speak Japanese and someone can't translate it for you. Think about that. Like you come to America, you're looking for help, and you got to find a translator to translate it, or be lucky enough to find a provider that speaks your language. And then not even that, but then to find a therapist that is either bilingual or can speak in your language. So I read that there's a lot of people that just like either just give up or they don't even go for it because that's a struggle in its own, is just finding somebody. Like it took me forever, and I can barely speak English properly. And I found a therapist and it took me forever, but I can only imagine what it takes to find somebody that you're comfortable with, that he can even understand you. And there's like translators that can translate only so much. So it's like, you got to bring a translator in, and like that doesn't cover, like copays ain't covering a translator, right? I don't think so. I think that's super unfortunate because I know it's such a struggle to get to that point. And I don't even have like a idea of what can be done to help with that. Because you can't just make people become therapists that can speak multiple languages. Like hopefully like someone will take like a what is it? Rosetta Stone. Does anyone remember the, he was like a green monster, and it was like an old school, like 80s, 90s commercial. And his name was like Muffy, I think it was. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Where it was like, he was saying French. He's like, this I don't know if that was fucked up that I just tried that, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Muffy? Muzzy?
Bonjour, je suis le grand Muzi.
Je suis la jeune fille.
Yes, that's French they're speaking. And no, these children aren't French. They're American. And they've acquired their amazing new language skills from Muzzy, the remarkable new video language program for children developed by the British Broadcasting Corporation.
You know what I'm talking about. Hooked on Phonics. I don't know what that was either. Hooked on Phonics works for me. So many shit. I would love to learn a new language. I think I talked about this. I tried learning sign language, which is very tough. And they have a lot of their own rules. But I liked it. The only thing I remember is bipolar. If you do like the two shaka hand signals and you go up and down on your chest, that means bipolar. When they brought that up in the class, I go, how did they know? How did they know that I was going to use that? I think like broccoli is like this move where you take like your hand like a claw machine over your finger. I probably just said something really disrespectful in my sign language right now. But I would suggest taking a sign language course. Every time I see someone doing sign language, I just want to like hop in and see how well I could do, but then they would probably punch me in the face. But yeah, the language barrier thing is super interesting. I don't know if anyone has dealt with that. I would love to hear if any good stories came out of that and what people can do. I just say I don't even understand like how you can even start that help. I guess you just got to start with your PCP and just work from there. But God, that seems just like a nightmare. And I always forget about all these different aspects of mental health. That's what this is about too. It's like my show is like, I never even thought of that. Maybe you didn't think of that. And it's crazy to me that it's like that. But super unfortunate. I wanted to, for next week, I saw like a list of all these mental health apps. And I want to research them. I know in one of my earliest episodes, I went through a couple apps that I found, but I guess there are more and more coming out. And I want to learn about them to see if they're even worth it. So I think I'm going to start doing that. And maybe some of these will work for you. I know there's there's that Calm app. It's just like, I don't know what it is. Like I will pay like $5 a day for my coffee, but if there's an app for $1.29, I'm like, nah. And the app could probably like help me save my life. So I think I'm gonna try to save my money on coffees and maybe direct them to these apps that might work. But next week I think I'm gonna go over that. So be sure to tune in on next week's episode 56 of 20 Minutes. There was a couple of other articles I was just reading real quick before I started because of I always wait till the last minute with all this, but I read this. It was like being friendly and trustworthy may trump skill. I can't even speak. Being friendly and trustworthy may trump skills when choosing teammates, other than like people that like know something specifically. Like I love being on a team, and I would rather deal with someone that was friendly and trustworthy when building like a project, than someone that's like a know-it-all and you can't even speak to. Like I would rather do like. Depending on what the skill is. Like if there's like a doctor, I don't want the friendly guy. I want the guy that comes in and he knows what he's doing. I don't want that. Do you work alone or do you like working in a team? I like working in a team, but I did it for all the bad reasons at first because I was really dumb and I just kind of rode the coattails of everybody. But I like the aspect of like having a team and like accomplishing a goal. There's like this thing that you can do. I think people have seen it. It's like a escape room / like video game arcade, where like you go into these like specific rooms and like do these little like tasks and stuff. And it's meant for like 3 to 5 people on a team. I'm like, dude, that thing's sick. I would love to get like a big group and do all those. Like it's like the Legends of the Hidden Temple. Everyone's rocking their colored shirts, like the blue barracudas, the silver monkeys. What was the orange one? I forget. The red monkeys. Oh, I wish I could list them all right now. I'm such a Nickelodeon fraud right now. There's a Nickelodeon thing on Hulu, I believe, about the history of Nickelodeon. It is pretty damn good. I would check that out. I had a dumb thought the other day, and this is gonna come out really dumb, but I don't care. Like electricity, like what are we paying electricity for? Like think about like electricity, right? And like where it is and how we get it. Like we pay for that depending on how we use it. Like I can use it more than my neighbor, but like what am I paying for? Why don't we all pay the same thing? Just because I use more? But I know like I get maybe upkeep. I don't know. That's like probably the dumbest thing I've ever said, but I feel like someone's had to have that thought. Like why are we paying for electricity? Like we're paying for it to use it, but like, you know what I'm trying to say? Maybe my meds aren't working. Asking about electricity. Going from Ben Franklin to 20 Minutes and like how this all works. But can someone explain to me how electricity works with us paying for it? Like shouldn't, like if there's a origin of it, there's like, I picture like a big generator. So the upkeep we're paying for maybe, but like how do we generate the generator without electricity, right? Is that the dumbest thing I've said on this show? Because if it is, please let me know. That would be fantastic. Yeah, I feel like I didn't have a lot to talk about this week. I really do hope everyone's doing well. Like I said, last episode is these holidays will get you. They'll get you. I'm in like 3 Christmas swaps. I haven't even looked. I'm going to look right now. If anyone has any good ideas that I can gift somebody for like $50 and below, let me know because I need help because I'm not stressing about it. I think that sometimes like I don't stress enough. That's how good I'm getting at not being stressed out. I'm just like, whatever. And then the time comes, I'm like, holy shit, I am super stressed because there's 1 day left. That's how I was in high school. I waited the last day to get anything done. Oh, man. School. I appreciate you guys checking in with me, host Tim McCarthy of the podcast 20 Minutes. Again, I have some merch coming out, t-shirts, sweatshirts, winter caps. And then I got the old green shirts if you want to buy those, because those are pretty neat, right? Again, next week, I'm going to go over those mental health apps that I found and get back on those. But I know last week I did the song suggestion of Vanessa Spica. Keep listening to that, all right? You need new Christmas music, so I'll post that again so you can get the link. But because of that, I skipped the actual song that I have on my Instagram. So I got 2 songs this week. First one, Black Thought from the legendary Roots. It has a song with Pusha T, Swizz Beatz, and Killer Mike. It's called Good Morning. Great jam. Great jam. Now, my second one is by this band Joseph, which is like a 3-piece woman folk band that my buddy Duff got me on, per usual. They have a song called Good Luck Kid, and that song is just like a good driving song. Good driving song. I love a good driving song. I feel like Freebird is overplayed, but when you're driving to that song, I think everyone just becomes quiet. It's like the end of Devil's Rejects. Great scene and great use of that song. And then my podcast suggestion, again, go with the Midlife Podcast Show with Jay Corbett. Tell him I said hello. And again, guys, I can't thank you enough for checking out another episode of mine. I always appreciate it. You guys are good peeps. Be sure to go to 2010minutes.com and send me questions, or if you have any ideas or suggestions for the show or a topic you want me to terribly explain to you or learn about, please let me know. I thank you guys so much. I love you, and have a good one. And we're clear. This podcast is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition. If you are feeling suicidal, please dial 911.